this is not the time to be living a luxurious lifestyle.
Yeah, like when you're kind of like in that early season of grind and work and you're still, you're doing everything on your own and all that stuff. Totally. But, lifestyle inflation is something that definitely is something that kind of like sneaks up on you. Speaking from personal experience, when you start to improve that skill set of making money, your money's going to go up. And you tend to not realize that when your money goes up, your expenses tend to go up, your spending tends to go up, your lifestyle as a whole tends to go up. You get a little complacent, you get a little comfortable, if you will. You kind of just like get used to doing things that you weren't doing even 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's this transition from if you're in your early 20s, you've been a student, you've been relying on your parents, you've been in this bubble your whole life, and this is your first time where you're making money and it's all your money to spend, and nobody is telling you, hey, don't spend $500 a month on clothes. Like, you have this freedom now and you feel this ability to spend wherever you want. But if you're trying to impress other people that are in their 20s, you're actually not allowing yourself to gain the respect of those that are actually who's important. If you look at like who should be your mentors, whether it's in business or financial, and they see you buying the new watch and the new car in your 20s, they're not respecting you. They think that you don't understand. But if your value is put in making money, building wealth, building the system, the ability to make more money rather than just trying to keep up and flex what you have to everyone else, it's this idea that Morgan Housel says, and the author of the Psychology of Money. He says, spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money.
Yeah. It's, and it's interesting because we get into business to have freedom, right? And it's a difficult process in the beginning. Obviously, business is not easy, especially in the beginning. You look like a fool. You look like an idiot. People will make fun of you. But ultimately, those are the same people who are going to be stuck in the trap that you're trying to escape. I love the quote. I know Hormozi's talked about this before, but I don't remember the exact quote, but it goes something along the lines of, why would you ever value the opinion of people that you would never switch lives with? Those people are bound to be stuck in the same trap that you got into business to avoid. Why on earth would you value their opinion? Like, those are not people that you would want to switch shoes with. Why on earth would you care? Me and my wife actually were talking about this the other night. My wife is in the process of starting her own new business as well. And her number one fear, I walked her through her entire business plan. This is something that we've been strategizing and building for the last few months. And I was walking her through like her entire business plan, and we were just strategizing for the future because she's launching in a few months, and we were just like going over everything. And her number one fear was that she knew that people that she knew were going to find her social accounts for her new business and were going to poke fun at her. And I think it was also one of those things, like I said it for her, like I kind of set the frame for her that look at all the other entrepreneurs out there, and you look at all the people out there who have done very daring things and have made very daring business ideas work. And you look at all of the strife and conflict that they went through to make their business happen. How privileged and blessed are you that your number one fear when it comes to starting your business is that people are going to poke fun at you, and you're going to have this urge to either quit or try to do something that makes you feel like you're worthy in their eyes. There's people who have leveraged themselves to infinite amounts of debt to make something happen. And if it doesn't work, they're bankrupted for life. There's people who have burned every relationship in their life to make this idea work because they had such a vision. You know, there's so many people out there who have done very, very, very daring ideas, borderline actually crazy ideas, and have gone through hell and back to make those things happen. How lucky are you that the worst thing that you have to go through when starting your business is that people are going to look down upon you and they're going to make fun of you?
Yeah. It's the idea that when you are starting the thing, everyone around you is thinking, oh, you look stupid, you look dumb, whatever. And then when it works, it's, oh, you're so lucky. Yeah. So either way, you're not going to get the approval of those people. So what does it matter? Would you rather be in that position, that financial situation, or would you rather be stuck where you are?
Yeah. Mr. Beast says that, I mean, like, I'm sure I think this is just like a really common quote, but I've heard Mr. Beast say, like, everyone calls you crazy until it works, you know? Or also Hormozi's also said that people only cheer for people who don't need it. People only root for people who don't need rooting for, you know? In the beginning, people are going to make fun of you. People are going to look down upon you. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to call you stupid. And you're going to have this urge to either quit or, like what we're talking about here with lifestyle inflation, you're going to feel like that you have to present yourself in a way that then possibly make you be more worthy in their eyes. It might make you less ignorant in their eyes, when really that they'll never get the picture to begin with. You know, I love the quote by, if I'm not mistaken, it's by, I can't remember his name. His name is like Jordan something. He was one of the youngest, if not the youngest person to ever mount all 7 summits. And someone had asked him, why do you hike? Literally, they asked him, like, why do you hike mountains? Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, you're just like climbing a tall natural structure like that. Just like, why such a passion to hike mountains? And he says, if you have to ask that question, then you'll never understand the answer. You know, the people who are making fun of you for business and starting this whole journey and going through what you're going through, if they're asking that question, then they'll never understand the answer.